Princess Anne might take on a new role in the royal family, that of a peacemaker. According to some experts, she can help King Charles and Prince Harry reconcile. To many people, it doesn't look like their rift is going to end soon. After Harry attacked his family's reputation, most of the royals don't want to have anything to do with him. Yet Princess Anne might be the one to build the bridge between Harry and the others. But where does this suggestion come from? Although she's probably just as mad at the prince as the other royals for sharing so many nasty details in his autobiography, Anne wouldn't cross Harry out of her life completely. Reportedly, the Princess Royal has always had a soft spot for her nephew. Experts saw that when the prince was still young. It's been suggested that Anne felt a stronger connection to Harry because, like her, he was the second-born child in a royal family, and she understood the challenges this status entailed. Their bond became even stronger when Harry lost his mother. Allegedly, Anne has felt a duty to support her nephew ever since the tragedy happened. She became a steady figure in Harry's life. Besides, the two of them have a lot in common, mainly their wicked sense of humour, an insider claims. Due to all of that, they've always been pretty close. At royal events, the aunt and nephew were often spotted talking and laughing together, as seen in this photo taken on the late Queen Elizabeth II's 90th birthday. The princess was also the one who presented Harry with his campaign medals in Afghanistan back in 2008. It was a memorable moment for both of them. Even the prince's move to the United States and frequent criticism of his family didn't turn his aunt away from him. And she was one of the few members of the royal family that Harry didn't openly attack in his memoir, Spare. King Charles's coronation proved that the two of them are still close. While almost everyone else turned a blind eye to Harry at the ceremony, Anne was the exception. She stopped to talk to her nephew on her way to her seat ahead of the ceremony in Westminster Abbey. Surprisingly for many, their exchange was very warm. The two of them briefly chatted and even shared a laugh. Lip readers revealed what Harry said to his aunt. "I don't mind, sit at the front," were supposedly his words, which was most likely in response to her question. And during the ceremony itself, the prince seemed unconcerned that his aunt's feather covered most of his face. But does all this mean that Anne wants to help Harry reconcile with his father? Whether her brother or nephew are open to it or not, she might do it anyway, because it will benefit the monarchy and may even fulfill her mother's dying wish. What's more, if Charles were to listen to someone, it would be Anne. His sister has always been fully committed to the crown, and to this day the Princess Royal remains one of the most hard-working members of the royal family. She's involved with over 300 charities and carries out more events than other royals. Last year she had more official engagements than even King Charles. At the same time, Anne always advises younger family members to see royal life as a job rather than an opportunity to seek fame. She says that one has to turn up on time and do what they must. But her work ethic isn't the only thing that makes everyone love her. It's always seemed like the princess doesn't waste her time on grudges. She's also trustworthy and has been involved in much fewer scandals than her family members. So will King Charles let his sister intervene to reconcile with his son? It might happen because he and Anne have always been close enough to learn from each other. Born 2 years apart, Charles and Anne were just toddlers when their mother suddenly ascended to the throne. The siblings relied on each other while adapting to their new life.
Always such fun playing hide and seek in those dunes.
Yet Anne and Charles sometimes clashed because of their opposite personalities. Charles was shy and quiet, while Anne was outgoing and confident. She's always been a natural leader with big ambitions, and sometimes Charles seemed weaker in comparison. Anne's hard-working nature made her the favourite of their parents, which also bothered Charles. It was especially frustrating for him when Anne broke the rules and got away with it, like when she refused to give her children royal titles to avoid strict protocols. At the same time, Anne often wanted to have the same titles as her brother. For example, she asked Queen Elizabeth II to grant her the title of Knight of the Garter instead of Lady of the Garter, just so she could have the same level of honour and rank as her brother. The princess herself once admitted that they often fought like cats and dogs. And even when Charles became king, Anne didn't fully support his idea of a slimmed-down monarchy.
It doesn't sound like a good idea from where I'm standing, I have to say.
However, despite the rumours of the siblings' feuds, they were never that bad. Royal historians confirm that Anne and Charles always found common ground. Dickie Arbiter, for instance, says that despite their rocky periods, the brother and sister love each other no matter what. Their relationship is often compared to Queen Elizabeth II and Princess Margaret's. The royal sisters also had their ups and downs, but maintained their close bond. And after their mother passed away, Charles and Anne's connection became even deeper. They grew up as a strong unit and still lean on each other today. Charles and Anne actually have a lot in common. They both enjoy spending time in the countryside and have a strong affection for all things Scottish. The siblings have also always respected each other. And what's more, they still enjoy goofing around even in their 70s. Watch this clip where Charles surprises his younger sister with a good old sneak attack. Besides their bond, there's a rumour that Queen Elizabeth II asked Anne to take care of Charles before she passed away. The Princess Royal promised to fulfil her mother's dying wish, and her current behaviour indicates that she intends to keep that promise. For example, at his coronation, the king rewarded Anne with a role that no one else could handle. The Princess Royal was appointed the gold stick-in-waiting. Essentially, she was the monarch's personal bodyguard. As King Charles and Queen Camilla were making their way back to the palace, the Princess Royal was right behind them on horseback. Due to Anne's uninterrupted service to the crown, it's no wonder that the role was hers. To this day, the princess continues to do her best to support Charles despite their differing views on monarchy. She accepted her brother's role as king a long time ago.
This is something he's been waiting for, and he's probably spent more time thinking about it.
Having his sister by his side is extremely beneficial for Charles. After all, Anne possesses qualities that he lacks and that could help him become a better leader. It won't be surprising if the princess remains his right hand, and it's also quite probable that she might soon help Charles make amends with his son, and thus end one of the biggest struggles the royal family is facing these days. From what we've seen of Anne's loyalty, if duty calls, she will oblige, but only time will tell if there's a reconciliation ahead. Share in the comments below what you think about Princess Anne's possible role in healing the royal rift. And don't forget to subscribe to OSSA Royals.